All right, welcome back. This is M Dog, and I thought we would take one more look at Hollywood Animal, at least for now. I say one more look, I can't guarantee that. I've actually so much enjoyed this game. One thing I found out lately is we are in Act 1. So there's going to be multiple acts. It appears from at least the way the developer is talking about it, is in early access. So I don't feel as bad about not moving my saved game forward even farther because I don't think Act 2 is even in the game, whatever Act 2 is. So Act 1 is going to involve around 20 years, I believe. And I've seen a lot of that. On my main save, we've played through a lot of those years. So I actually wanted to go back one more time and start a new save and really just focus for the next 45 minutes or so on the decisions that make sense to me, at least, after having played around with this game for a while. The decisions that make sense early in the game. So we'll probably be going fairly slow, especially at first. Just trying to give you an idea, if you happen to stumble upon this video and you're new to this game, an idea on some general strategy and tactics. I don't think you have to do exactly everything the exact same way I do them at all. But there are some pretty successful general tactics and strategies that will greatly help your playthrough and set you up for success and set you up to have a lot of fun in the game. Okay, so let's go new game. If it's the first time you're playing, you'll probably do it with the introduction, which is quite cool. It's fun, but it takes time, so we're gonna skip it for these purposes. Um, Something like that. I'll start with the default amount of money this time. There is there is no difference in what movie you choose. If you're doing the introduction, you'll actually get to read the script of one of these three movies. So it doesn't matter which one you choose. Um, it also doesn't matter how much money you start with in terms of anything other than the money you start with. So if this is your first time playing, do 11. I mean, it's not that big a difference. Now, I will say, once you kind of know what you're doing, it does take some of the challenge away to have that much money to start off with. So we'll do default to kind of see how things go for our sort of strategic video here. I think that um, I think the main two kind of ideas that you want to focus on and that are really important early on is rush happiness. The sooner you can get ways to impact your employees' happiness, the better. Let's give you three tips and tricks. Rush happiness. You want to spend money early. You need to know what you want to spend it on, what to prioritize, but you want to spend early. This is your chance when you've got this big bulk of money. You're about to release a film that's going to do really well at the box office. So you got to spend money. And then the third thing is you want to prioritize, especially with your upper management hires, prioritize people who can speed up research or construction or progression with cash. So there's options to spend your official money to research or upgrade something faster. Anyone that has that stat, you want to prioritize that. So those are basically the three things that I'm gonna be showing. We want to rush happiness, spend money correctly, and then prioritize basically time, rushing things quickly as we can. And that's pretty much what we're going to be doing here. Let's see. How do we want to get started with this? So Messenger of Death is releasing on February 18th. We have the countdown down here, 48 days till this movie is released. But right now, we have distribution, post-production, and headquarters and maintenance. Problem is we don't have employees, it looks like. Oh, we do have employees. We don't have anything chosen to research. So before we research, let's get our buildings going. We can construct, there's 3 things we can construct from basic, and there's 2 things we can construct from advanced. And we really want everything, to be honest. And I'm going to argue that it's a pretty decent early game strategy to do the cheapest, quickest construction option so that you can get things rolling. The downside of this, you're going to have to go back and repair those buildings at some point. But it will last for years before you actually have to do that. So I think that's what we're going to do here. First of all, your movies are going to move from script department, pre-production, production, post-production, distribution. We've already got post-production and distribution here. It's really nice to have all of these buildings on the same screen. So however it makes sense to you, like this is the next one in sequence. So for example, I could put this one here. We're going to get it done in 28 days, so Luxta Constructions. Let's see how this goes. I suspect that there's actually some buildings that you want to do this and some buildings you may not need to do this. Notice it also saves money, but the problem is this building will have to be repaired. It's coming in at 50%. All right, so there's production. We also want pre-production. I forget how big this one is. Can we cancel this? Looks like we can't. So if I was you, I would actually drop pre-production down first so that you can make sure there's room. Production's a lot easier to fit. I forgot that this was the case. So that means we're going to want to go maybe like this. And then script department is where everything starts. Yeah, this is very different than my last layout. And again, I think if I could do it over, I would start with pre-production because that one takes up so much space, get it settled right here, and then do production here. Or maybe put pre-production in here if it will fit, and then production here, and then script up here. Anyway, it doesn't matter. This is still fine. It will go script, pre-production, production, post-production, distribution. And there's so much space on this map, we'll still have room to build everything else. I'm almost certain. We might as well go ahead and get the other 2 things built here as well. For some reason, I like putting security down here at the front, closer to the entrance to our park. That just makes sense to me. Doesn't really matter at all. And we're going to go ahead and do producer's office as well. This construction company we're using can do multiple products at the same time, which is cool. So we'll just end up throwing whatever we can fit up in this corner. We'll do that. And now we've done all of the construction that we currently can do. We've got the longest, is it 45 days? 48 days for security. That doesn't matter as much. Script department's 45 days, and that's the first thing. So that's what's really going to hold us back. So other things we want to do here, let's first go and choose what we're going to first research in all of these departments. By the way, what I was talking about is we could fire these guys. So if we were hiring for all of these positions, what I would be looking for is the upgrades. So let's see, where's an example? Actually, so, and this is the RNG part, or the stats of your starting people and the stats of people that are available to hire. All right. So let's do this so you can see the screen. You won't notice that I'm eating a sandwich, but I think what we want to do right now, there's only so much hiring we can do till we build certain buildings. We do want to decide what we want to start off with researching. In general, some of these are more important than others. And I would say this is one of the most important. You always want to choose services, because this allows us to build the service department, which allows us to give gifts, which allows us to increase happiness. So if you remember, I said happiness is a priority. We are 96 days away from being able to build that building. So that's the HR department. Then let's go to financial executive over the financial department. There's only one option here. We are going to upgrade the ability to take out $1 million loan, which oddly enough, I've never had to do in a serious playthrough of this game, but I guess it's possible. We could have just like some really bad RNG on certain stats or events or something, and maybe you get into a financial mess, but according to when that happened, you might just start over instead. I don't know. So same thing here with legal department. This actually is important, mid-level legal protection. There's going to be some legal situations in your first year or two. And if you can have upgraded legal protection, you've got a better chance of winning those RNG fights. So we will do that for sure. Okay, so finally we need public relations. Just a real quick work on charity. There are times where once you stabilize, you have plenty of money, but it would be nice to have additional reputation points. So this is not a like unreasonable thing to think about, but I think getting double reputation for profitable films is probably the way to go. Is there a world in which you do this? No. Is there a world in which you do this? Maybe. But I think just go ahead and unlocking double rep for profitable films is going to be your best bet in the PR department, at least to start off with. So we have now made the decisions on our upper management departments. Now we're going to go to maintenance really quick and figure out what we're doing here. Water tower and power plant are nice because they save you money. You're supplying your own water and power. Medium landscaping is really nice because it helps with happiness. We will need a repair crew eventually, but I'm actually going to do medium landscaping first. Our actors especially will be happier when we make it medium landscaping. And again, if we had the right, the ideal staff here, if RNG had been better to us, we could speed it up, spend a little bit extra money to make it faster, but we don't have that. And although I do think it's a reasonable strategy to fire all your people and then rehire, I'm not going to go through doing that. And based on what I saw of the available staff in the hiring pool, we kind of got some bad RNG on that group anyway. So I think we won't do that. All right. Always fun that you can glance at utility cost. Okay, so now we've done the upper management, we've done the maintenance department. The last two decisions we have is post-production and distribution. Okay, so Film Lab allows us to develop the film right on the studios. Again, saves money. All of these are saves money. Sound studio, we don't have to go somewhere else for the sound. We can do it on campus, saves money. Got 400 days, 300 days. Concert hall, same thing. So in some ways that's kind of tempting, but I think we'll start off with the sound studio. Just because it's less days, we can get this done in less than a year. And then we'll go probably to Film Lab and finish with the concert hall. I think that's the way to go. Maybe debatable, but I think that's the way to go. All right. Finally, this is our distribution department. The analytics and statistics are nice, but I just don't think you would ever take that early. I think that's a later thing. Printing office helps with the making of your film. Again, I don't think you would take that early. Marketing and outreach is going to be essential. I think you probably have to do that first, even though the sooner you can start buying theaters, which is theater management, that is like the secret to a really big leg up against your competition. In my main save, we ended up buying up 100% of the independent theaters, which just totally changed everything. It was just so good. Because eventually you've got people paying you to rent out your screens. You can better optimize the screens you own. And you basically can show your films on as many screens as you want without having to rent them out from others. But I think we need marketing and outreach because we basically will get the first 3 films we make. We have free marketing. After that, we have to do our own. So I think it's an easy choice. Although it's sad we can't do theater management first, I think it's an easy choice. You got to get marketing and outreach up and running as fast as you can. Okay, so if you notice, we have done all of the research choices. And the last thing that we do, this kind of reminds me of Crusader Kings. We still have not unpaused it. This is all stuff you have to do before you unpause it. The last thing we want to do is see, can we hire anyone? So we go to Employee Center. You'll notice that most people we can't hire yet because we don't have the buildings built. So as soon as some of these buildings get built, then we'll be able to go in and hire. Right now, all we can hire are composers and editors, but we need to see who's free. We have a 1.9 editor and a 1.8 composer. Let's see what ours look like. 3.3, 2.8, 3.6, 2.7. So there's just no way we want to hire any of these people. They're all such low staff that we don't want to do it. Management. Go employ. This is our management. We'll have to hire the rest of our management once the buildings are completed. We can't do it yet. So it doesn't look like there's anything else. This is the time where we're going to unpause. We've done everything we need to do on the pause. We still have over $9 million because of how cheap we went on construction. And things are going to start happening. We'll slowly unpause here, and then we'll start speeding up because mostly what we're doing is we're waiting on the construction. The first thing that will be built is pre-production, and that will happen before our movie releases. 20 days. So let's go ahead and speed up. By the way, every once in a while you want to check, make sure nothing's changed with the available employees. But if you look, these are the people we currently have employed. And one of the things that I don't love is that there's no randomness to who you're starting. Like, you start with the same people, and at least from what I can tell, they're going to have the same stats. I haven't actually compared this, but I think that's true. They're going to have the same like problems that are going to happen, the same kind of story. So I just feel like this game needs a coat of randomness on events. Even the early events feels like they're, once you've played through it once, you start to see through things a little bit because there's not that randomness. Okay, so here's my suggestion. One of the only ways you can affect happiness early on, until you build some of these buildings and start getting things moving, is to grant people what they want. So Felix Hill, who is an important screenwriter for us early on, he wants a couple months off. Your temptation might be to say, no, you're an employee, you can't have time off. But his happiness is low, which means he's not going to perform as well. And more unsolicited negative events are going to pop up. And it's going to negatively affect the movie that he is working on, or the script he's working on. So my suggestion is just say yes to their requests. Even if they take 2 months off, they're going to come back happier and more productive. I would always do that. So this is, again, a scripted event. There's nothing you can do about this. But Joe Duvall dies, and this explains why your movie, Messenger of Death, one of the reasons why it's going to end up doing so well is the protagonist was Joe Duvall. But he's dead now, so he can't be in any more movies, but that's going to make people want to see the movie anymore. So one of the awkward things to me about the game is the first movie you release, it'll probably be like 2 or 3 years before you top it in terms of how much money it makes at the box office and how much attention it gets. And I just kind of wish that there was another way to start. Even if this is one way, maybe there's another option. Again, early game kind of suffers because of how scripted things are. All right, so this building is about to finish, so I'm going to slow time down. I was going to show you our actors really quick. So we have one less actor now because actually I don't think he ever showed up in our stable of actors. So it's almost like he was somebody we just had a one movie agreement with. And again, this movie was made theoretically before we purchased the studio. So we had nothing to do with making this movie. We just got to benefit from it from the previous owner of the studio. Okay, so pre-production has been complete. So we have to hire someone for pre-production. Now, what I'm going to say is, if you have somebody that can, this 10% right here, this department head can use money to spend to speed up upgrades, it's worth doing it. No matter what the other stats are, if they have that, it's worth the price to me. So you could arguably go with this person, but I'm seeing that their loyalty is lower. Actually, but they are a lower level. See, I think I will go with this one. Here's my thinking. When he hits level 3, I can choose to put his next upgrade into this. Now, the other option you have, you could go with someone that's level 1, really loyal and happy, and then every time you level up, you can choose this one. But early on, if we can do something to speed up something in the game that's takes a normal amount of time, then it's worth doing. So you can come in here and change the name of actors. I just tend to keep them the same because I, at this point, recognize all these names, so I sort of know what we're dealing with. All right, pre-production is done, so now we need to decide what are we going to develop in pre-production first. So technical support is 120 days. We can buy new filming equipment, and we can hire technical staff. That seems really important, but there's nothing more important than hiring actors, directors, cinematographers before the people who are currently available get scooped up. So all of these are important, but nothing is more important than this one. And we'll spend $100,000 to take off 10% of time. And that's why that's important when you're hiring a department head, trying to find somebody that can save you time in the construction. All right, so what's going to hit next? Next is going to be production, which we are 5 days away from. Okay, yeah, absolutely. We will give you more time. I mean, if you look at Lydia, she's a 0.5. She is so lacking in talent that I'm not even convinced we'll ever use her. But if we ever did, we would certainly want her happiness to be higher. So give her time off, give her whatever she wants, and hope that you never have to use her in an actual film. Certainly not in a major role. All right, so construction completed again. Here's production. All right, we have a 20% here. And I think I like them the best anyway. So we've got a level 3, 20%. Let's go. They can speed up production by 20%. All right, whoa. Should not have let it go that long. Okay, so we can do line production. We can have, so that gives you control over filming schedule, 300 days. Production support, shooting on locations are more comfortable, 600 days. Level 2 sound stage, 300 days. So these two things are the same. I'm going to say because it is something you can impact early, I'm going to say it's worth going level 2 soundstage. Okay. We're going to need to build sound stages. Definitely do the cheap one on these because we're going to end up destroying them for level 2 sound stages pretty soon. But before then, I think it's worth... Oh, we can't even build a second sound stage yet. I thought we could from the start. I guess the second sound stage opens. Oh, wait. Oh, yeah, it will let us build a second one. Okay. All right. Great. We can only build 2. Let's confirm that we can only build 2. Oh, I didn't understand how this worked. Okay, we don't need more than 2. Arguably, you probably could survive early on 1. And like we just made the decision, in 240 days, we're going to be able to build level 2 sound stages. So we'll literally build them and then tear these down. But having 2 helps you not get bottlenecked at production as often. So I think having 2 from the start here is worth it. So Jane is upset. She wants Lydia Globe to retire. All right. Production, pre-production. Let's just make sure that there isn't anyone else we can hire. There is not. Okay. Oh, wait. What's going to pop off next? It looks like producer's office is going to. All right. Do we have anyone that gives us the bonus we want? This person, but they are so bad that I think this is one time that I'm going to take a level 1 and just level them up myself. All right, what do we want to research it? Rodney Jenkins, who's over maintenance, just leveled up. So we're going to do this so that he can speed up leveling. Construction and research and stuff. All right, where were we? Here we go. Producer's office. During negotiation, you'll be able to cover up to 50% of the requests using gifts, services, and special bonuses. This is a really big deal, but so is having 2 projects per producer. I gotta be honest, I didn't remember that this was a choice you have to make this early. And they're so long. You know what this makes me want to do? So the producer's office. I don't think I can see them unless I fire him. We can now hire producers though, and we certainly want to snag him up, even though, oh no, he is very good. We're hiring him. It doesn't matter really what it costs to have a legit producer this early. This was very good RNG. We have nothing to offer. Services have not been built. 128,000 is expensive. I think it's worth every penny, but it is expensive for this early. Okay. Well, if this is one thing that I would tell you, it might be worth considering. If there is anything you can do to get a head of the producer's office that allows you to speed this up, when it takes this long, you can cut into it 10 or 20%. That is a huge amount of time. And I think you could make an argument for either one of these. This saves you money, but this one allows you to make much more efficient choices on how many movies you're producing, especially if you don't have that many good producers. I think I'm going to do this one this time. I really think you could go either way there. Okay, so this is where we want to look at our producers. So we go 8.2. We just hired Clyde. 3.5, 2.9. And there is no one else in the producer category that is worth hiring really quick. And nothing has changed with editors or composers. So I'm glad we snagged the one guy, but that's all we can do. What's going to happen next is it looks like our script department. All right, right off the bat, I see a 20% here. We're going to do it. It is very expensive. That guy was very expensive, but very, very happy to do that. All right, so favorite genres. I don't think this matters too much. We're going to be able to choose 3. I think I like romance, thriller, and drama. I just personally enjoy that choice, but all right. So we got a couple of big decisions here. First of all, what are we going to research? The freelance writer's office is a very big deal early game. You'll use it for a long time, but especially early game. You'll be able to get much better scripts off of the freelance writer's department. Other things that you might consider doing early is the story workshop, 50 versus 250. Because of the time, I think you probably have to do this one because it only takes 40 days, and this will allow us to influence what they're writing. So we'll do that, but I don't think it'd be the worst decision ever to grab the freelance writer's office either. It's a tough decision, but I don't think it'd be too bad. All right, so we want to go to staff again that we can hire. You'll see that screenwriters are now available, but they are all so bad. We could get, well, this guy's pretty happy. We could get one just because you can hire and fire these anytime. We can't write scripts yet, by the way, so all we can do is go off the ideas that are available, and we want to get our script writers started immediately. So there's no point in hiring another screenwriter, at least not right this second, because we don't even have any other ideas we can use. We don't have a way of creating our own script. So there would be literally nothing for them to do even if we hired them. And none of them had high enough stats to worry about it. What's going to finish next? It looks like it's security. And just confirming there's nothing else we can build. We're good. All right, there's security. Oh, we're releasing the film first. So Messengers of Death, Joe Duvall. And our security department was finished. So we do have a 10% here. He's a fairly happy guy anyway. Let's go with that. Pause this. This is ready. Security, we can do offensive for 150, defensive for 150, or training for 500. I definitely think the right decision here is defensive. We can speed it up a little bit. If you notice, we're down to about 8.1 million, but we haven't been able to hire actors yet. What is the building that lets us hire actors? It's something we're researching right now. Right? Hold on, I gotta figure this out. Oh, casting office. So there's 38 days left. Once the casting office is done, that's where we're gonna really, unfortunately, spend, I mean, both good and bad, we're gonna spend some money. Do you have to click on this? I don't think so. I think it does it automatically the next day. Yeah, here it goes. So this is going to show us whether or not we've targeted the right audience to come see our film. They'll rate it higher if we have. I think you get the highest. I said it doesn't matter, but I feel like Messenger of Death always just crushes it because he dies. So this movie costs $457,900 to make, and it'll probably be profitable to the range of maybe 3 to 4 million, if I'm remembering right. Something like that. All right. Sound stages are complete. Leveling up Rodney. All right, so we can't even start a script right now. I mean, we can't even start a project. There is nothing we can do at the moment. Um, what are we waiting for? Okay, so Messenger of Death made about 900,000 in the first week, so I might be a little overshooting how much it'll profit, but it'll do okay. Um, like there's just nothing we can do till casting office as well as our script department getting something going. I don't think it's a bad idea, especially early on. Just make sure no one else has come onto the. I'm not sure if it happens like at the beginning of the month. Let's check at the beginning of March here. We'll see if anything, at least if we notice if anything changed. That doesn't look like it. You could also check on the 15th of the month or something like that. Just every few days, you probably want to check and just make sure. So these projects are just taking a long time. Again, there's just nothing you can do early, but you want to make sure you've set everything up. We're now at 1.8 million, so we'll be lucky if we make what, just over 2 million maybe. We'll probably run it another 4 weeks. We'll see though. All right, he's back from vacation, which means we should see, are there any new ideas? Yes, there is. So we'll put Felix on the new idea. Well, let's double check how long that the storybook workshop will be done in 10 days. Romance, Tropical Island Detective. I guess we'll just do it. It would not have been a bad decision to just hold him until that was available. Still nobody good. Oh, look at this producer that just popped out of nowhere. Oh, composer. All right, so this is why you got to check every once in a while. A very happy composer. Let's go to our studio employees for composers. Yeah, he crushes both of our composers. We're just going to get rid of Lewis Murphy, honestly. All right, composer, Ulrich Purchase. We have hired him. And what was the other guy? Oh, yeah, producer. Let's double check our producers, but I'm pretty sure he is going to be worth getting. So, I say he's worth getting because we just don't know how many good producers are going to filter through the ranks over the next couple years. And less than 100,000, I think it's just worth it. All right, is that everybody? Oh, we technically can hire security now, is that right? So we'll hire our first security. I really don't mind having level ones. I'd rather them be happy and somewhat loyal. Like either one of these. This guy's cheaper because they level one security guys actually do pretty good at their job. So I don't mind that at all. Okay. First 4 weeks were successful. We're going to extend distribution, even though, oh yeah, clearly it's worth extending. So we're already at 2.4 profit. Yeah. Now it won't make that much in the second 4 weeks, but that's definitely high enough that it's worth doing that. All right. 8 days and 9 days. 2.6 million. We're back up to 10.5 million. Holy cow, that's so good. All right, story workshop is now complete, which means we very quickly, I mean, as much as I would love to develop new story elements, and I do want to, I would rather get the freelance writer's office completed in 200 days, and then we can start developing new story elements. That's just the way we're going to go. And casting office should be done anytime. So what we need to think about is there a screenwriter that we want to take a chance on? There's really not. There's just really not. But I guess I'm just trying to figure out, is it worth just leveling someone up in case we just get really negative, like bad luck on who's available. We may have to fire him again, but just in case. All right, let's build our story workshop. Definitely want to get this going as quickly as possible. Casting office has 1 day. $500 for that. So this is definitely this actually might not be as easy a choice. I think I'm going to do technical support, partially just because it's pretty quick. All right. Obviously, we want to build the casting office as quickly as possible. All right, let me make sure. All right, Will Shelton's not doing anything. We don't have any new ideas, but we're okay with that. And this building will be done in 24 days. Okay. Oh, April 1st. Let's go to April 2nd just for fun. And let's just double check. Okay. 20 days left on. All right, so aesthetic staff is 288. 192 for ethnic composition. We'll just go with whatever's, all that I think can affect happiness and maybe affect certain events. So we're going to do it that way. This is the casting office. It's such a big deal. 5 days. Okay. We definitely don't. Well, it's week 8, 200,000. We're going to extend it again. We extended the movie again. All right. Casting office has been completed. This is such a big deal. All right. It's actually really hard to decide how much to, how heavy do you want to go into it. And some of it will depend on what we're seeing right here. The RNG of who's available. So Bob Andrews is a no-brainer. He can't level up anymore, which is a bummer, but an 8.0 is good no matter what. And he's already superstar status. He's going to be pricey. But we hire him for 3 years. We lock him down. He's going to be in a lot of movies for us, assuming he doesn't die. We don't have anything to save money, no gifts or anything. We can offset the cost any, but I also think it's worth hiring Craig Ellis. And we'll do that. Oh, that is such a good deal, by the way. Nobody else we need to hire. And okay, directors. Oh, there's a new producer. He's a drug addict, but he's fairly cheap and he's good. It's weird right now, so far, we've got a lot of producers. Oh, look at that cinematographer. Okay, so first of all, let's look at our directors. I assume that our directors are slightly better than that, 2.8. Yeah, so 2.8. So I don't think it's worth hiring a director right now. But cinematographers, if we go to cinematographers, we could basically I mean, that's just a no-brainer. He's even diligent. It's actually tempting to get Dewey as well. Hold on, let's think about this. First of all, let's get him locked down. You don't need a ton of cinematographers. You probably only really need 2. So let's go to our staff, our cinematographers. Why can't I click on... I thought you could do it from this screen. All right, where would the cinematographers be? I really am so confused. Okay, well, the other cinematographer, not worth fretting over. What can we build? Oh, services. Yeah, we need to build this and quickly. All right, this can go anywhere. It doesn't matter where it goes. Let's just, can we fit it in up here? No. We'll just put it right. Oh my goodness. That was crazy. All right. We're still at 10.4 million, but we're going to keep checking back. All right, let's make sure there's nothing we can do. We cannot start a project yet. There is a new idea. Do we have... Oh yeah, we never did. Okay, so Will Shelton. Let me just show you how you make your... Oh, never mind. It's not finished yet, is it? How long till this building is finished? I can't see it. Oh, there it is. 2 days. Okay. Let's just wait because I'll show you how you use that. All right, let's start from the other screen, the one that you're more likely to start from. Okay, let's make sure some random event didn't happen that just let anyone... Ooh, a 4.2. That's pretty juicy. Look how happy she is as well. We got to hire that actress. It's not ideal, but it is good enough for the occasional female role that we'll need to put her in. And we're still thinking about that cinematographer. Other than that, we're good. Sad that there's no... We've just really not had a good screenwriter come through. All right, so let me show you how this works. If you don't want to wait on the ideas to pop up, you can write your own script, basically. And the guy we're going to be using here, Will, is good at historical, or he likes historical. So we can do... by the way, I like having a screen up on my other monitor with the name of real movies from the decade that I'm in. So this is like 1929. So I've got something that pulls up movies from, I guess this was movies released in 1900, but you know, whatever. Just old movie names from similar time frame that you're working with. Wait, this is the first movie. Oh, this is just an idea for a movie. Yeah, I guess we'll do that. So there was a movie called The Raja's Dream. I'm just going to click on it for fun to see what this was. It's a silent trick film in 1900. I think it was 2 minutes and 20 seconds long. So if I went to, what did I say the year? So let's go to the 20s. Um, 1920 films by country. Let's say 1920 America's films. Oh, there's so many. So we're in what, 1929? I can't believe how many movies were made in 1929 alone in just in America. Um, all right, Frozen River. Historical drama. We'll let it be more historical just for his sake. We don't have that many settings. We'll just do town. And we can do up to 5. You'll later be able to do more. Historical drama, modern American town, Frozen River. All right. They don't even have freshness rating yet, so it doesn't even really matter. I guess it's nice if it makes sense. 3, 4, and kind of an adventure. Frozen River. Oh, we could have a shootout. Now, the downside is Will Shelton is so terrible that I can almost guarantee you we would never actually use this script. But I just wanted to show you like what the process was like for even early on being able to write up your own script. Lydia Globe, still not happy. Take 2 more months. All right, so we have our first script result. So this was an idea. That is brutal. All right, we're going to shelve it for a second here. So who's available? Walter West, who's not terrible. He likes thrillers. So let's go through what we just did, but let's find a different one. Create new, The Great Gabbo. I don't even know what that means, but it was a film made in 1929. Thriller. We're going to go 100% thriller. And we'll have this take place in the city. There's not freshness yet, and going to the more extravagant, let's go serial killer. We'll do our first like detective. Search for a killer. Okay. If you go to like a fantasy setting or whatever, it's just going to be a little more expensive and take longer. Right now, everything is kind of about time, in my opinion. Just don't think you can check it too much. Every few days, it's probably worth checking. All right, so are we good here? We actually could start a project for the first time. Bronze Shoes, Fantasy Kingdom, Working Man. I mean, anything else that we'd be able to do is just going to take a while. I think we do. Let's start a project. Let's start a project. I mean, at some point, the idea is you've got to start, you've got to be efficient. You got to make as many movies as you can with some wisdom on as you make them. But okay, so first of all, cinematographer, we have a 7.9. So this is going to be, considering where we are, this is going to be a really good, 7.9 here. Castle and surroundings, say that's on location. Berrytown Streets location. Interiors, we'll say stage, forest, settlement, monsters lair. And then you have to click the star. In the future, you'll have a choice. You could do higher or lower star. basic technologies here. We do have some extras we can use. And we'll use plenty of crew. All right. Producer. Director. Oh, I didn't realize it was a woman playing the working man role. Strict parent. Wow, this is... So she is 27. Oh, we could put Sarah there. And finally, the tribal chief. This is weird. This is a weird project. There's all kinds of reasons why this might not be the best project, but at this point in time, in 1929, people weren't as prepared for a female lead in a movie. And that seems to be reflected in this game as well. Okay, so we have our first project in the process. So this is where we're going to literally watch it. All right, Ann Rose is suggesting we need to hire a contract with someone that's actually an A-lister. Which technically I think we already have, but the thing to remember when you get that is that means that someone is now available. Promising talent and rising star. It makes me sad to see Kathleen Ford here. Kathleen Ford, at least in that last save that I played for a long time, had a very long and sometimes tragic career. But we will hire her, and we will hire this other fella. They're both rising stars, and part of it is we don't want the competition to get them. All right, let's make sure no one else has sort of fell into our lap here that we need to think about. A 4.1 composer? I'm not going to worry about it for 4.1. Okay, so remember, these movies are going to start script department. We're now in pre-production, production, post-production, and then it will launch in distribution. This shows that Bronze Shoes is being shot at Soundstage 1, by the way. This is why we have 2 sound stages. If we had another project to start, technically we could. We don't have another one, so we can't. Everyone is working hard right now, and there are no new screenwriters, so I'm not going to sweat it. We'll watch the date. Maybe June 1st we'll check for everyone again. Okay, so it's now losing money because of the advertising campaign. So clearly we want to end distribution of Messenger of Death. Our first movie, very profitable. It'll be hard to top for at least 2 or 3 years. But it set us up with a lot of money, hopefully, to get this machine running in the right direction. Okay, we're going to we're not going to, oh wait, hold on, let me think about this. Yeah, so we're going to not pay it. This is where legal protection comes in. Now, if we did not do something about this secret, it would eventually, I assume, hurt us. So what we are going to do is we're going to hire a level 3 security guard, and we're going to put him in charge of taking care of this secret. Bronze Shoes is almost out of pre-production, by the way. All right, here is... Wow, look at this script. Drink from my skull. All right, Bernard. I mean, this goes from Bernard's desk into pre-production so fast that everybody's head is spinning. City streets, interiors. Movie theater, station, hotel. Give it every chance to succeed. Producer. 2.8. Are you kidding me? Ugh. I don't think it's worth hiring a 3.1. I don't know. But the question is, are we going to want to have more than two things going at a time even soon? Probably, but we'll just do it this way. Oh, look at the female rival. I love it. Oh, the actors in this are pretty sick. That's not bad. Here we go. Okay. So our first movie is now out of pre-production. Everything about our staff actually increased the ratings of this script. This is where we can hire security. There's nothing else we can impact here, but we can hire security. And we're going to go ahead and hire another security because we're going to have another film coming out very shortly. So let's see who's the cheapest but good deal. Oh, this guy's awesome. The reason why you want to have security on every film is it sometimes gives you an option to avoid people getting really unhappy. Doesn't do it every time, but sometimes it does. It's worth it when it does it. All right. Let's make sure it's May 31st. Let's make sure nothing weird has happened here. 4.8 is not bad. A screenwriter is, that's good, right? Isn't that like our best screenwriter that we have? Oh, another good producer. Are you kidding me? Wait, 4.1 composer. Okay, so what's the producer? Is it better than 3.5? Oh, it's way better. And he's actually not that expensive for what his ratings are. It's just kind of crazy how many producers we have based on everything else. But all right, so we got a fifth one. When Will finishes, we'll probably actually let him go. Well, I don't know. We can keep 5 for now. But Jesse's available. He really likes comedy. There is no comedy available. Let's just throw him on a script. Let's go real life movie from 1929. Girl Crazy. And we're going to go straight comedy. Clumsy Oaf. Love interest, because why not? Strict parent. Slapstick mayhem. Sweetheart, stay together. All right. Gotta hire a head for services. No one except for these two are even optional on this. I think I will go with this. We'll get gifts soon and we'll be able to increase his happiness. Yeah, we know. Services provided. We can now do medical insurance, which is good. That'll help. But we need to research watches. It only takes 50 days. And let me tell you, we're going to be handing out watches. People are going to have watches running up every arm, both arms. There's just going to be watches for days. All right. So we're in a pretty good spot again. June 4th. I know we just checked, but let's just double check. All right. So we're 6 days from Drink from My Skull being ready to move forward. A killer job ad. 3.2, 3.1, it's not too bad. Let's shelve it for now. Okay, so we need to think about what do we have? Got 3 ideas. Are any of them drama? Yeah. And then the other one would be romance. So if we were to start a project right now, 3.2, that's not the end of the world. That's not the worst script. And we do kind of want to have something coming up. However, if we do that, it is going to be overlapping a little bit with these guys, which means we're going to have pretty low. Who knows? Maybe by then we'll have hired people. Let's just start it. Let's just keep it rolling. This is how important I think. Oh yeah, none of them are available. Oh, it's available now. That's how quickly it can change. We'll see the price cost difference if we go stage. A lot cheaper on stage, isn't it? It's probably cooler when it's not on a stage, but saves time and money. 7.4. Yeah, we don't have a director available, and I'm assuming there's just no one. We thought about him before. I don't want to get bottlenecked too much. What if we just do him for one? What if we just do him for 1 year? I think in 1 year we'll have better directors. That's not bad. That's a weird role for her. Even if we just hire somebody for 1 film. She's a leader. Okay. We're going to do it for 1 movie. I'm not convinced. You know what? I've changed my mind. It's so cheap, we'll hire her for 3 years. Because there's nothing about her that's like red flag anyway. Oh. I think I like that she's the antagonist. It's pretty bold that we've got 3 projects this early in production, not knowing if we're going to make a profit on any of them, but no, okay. So you can do this kind of thing if you want to. Trying to go after other people's. I think there's enough to focus on on our own campus without trying to go after other people, but that's just me. The Great Gabbo. Okay, it's not too bad. By the way, the first one is how interested that fans are going to be, and the second one's how interested the critics are going to be. Oh, I didn't mean to start project yet. I think we probably will start this project, but I don't think we're ready yet. Is there anything else we need to do? Okay, it's June. Let's wait till we'll look again in July. Frozen River. That's pretty terrible. We'll shelve it, but it'll probably be destroyed soon. Tour for a journalist. Okay, all of our actresses are busy, but we've got to do this within 6 days. So we actually have to, I can't believe we're doing this. We actually have to hire someone. People are very cheap. Let's just do it for 1 year. And she's so inexpensive, we can't even offer her insurance because it cuts too much into the salary, the non-existent salary. All right, so now we can assign Antonio. We're gonna have to pay her again. Another 15,000. That's like almost doubling her salary just to do this one event for us, but it gets the press on our side. So it's worth it in my opinion. So we still have a lot of time left. I'm trying to get us through, what are we at? We're well over an hour. I'm trying to get us through like our first film going from start to finish, but I'm gonna have to speed it up if we're doing that. Okay. She's ready. She's still not happy. She's up to a 3.5 though. It was worth giving her all that time off, I suppose. All right, so this is where we get reputation because he likes us after spending time on our campus, the journalist. All right, this is ready to go. Let's see what that means in terms of who we have available. All right, we need to add security. I like how happy he is. Yeah, we pay $1,000 for this script. This is Rotten Fates. It is very good. To get it 6.0 at this point, we actually probably prioritize that off over this, but let's wait till one of these rolls off. Defensive operations. We can enhance protection. 30 days, that's probably the no-brainer. Selection there. Yeah, we don't really care about this one as much. Getting 500 cash per month is nice though. I think we'll go with that. Technical support. We decided to do that one next. Next, I would say to either go, I would do sets and props. Okay. Sometimes accidents happen. These are the events that we have to like figure out how to respond to. Sometimes having security on the project is where it will help in this situation. It looks like this will not happen. There's a cat that has been brought to the set. We're gonna have to stop filming so everyone looks for her cat. Otherwise, people would have been unhappy. Okay, so Harry Doyle here is going to be working on this secret. Hopefully saving us from getting into big trouble. Okay, we can give away watches now. Extended medical coverage is nice, but I think getting these other gifts is way more important. And now here's where we need to go. Where is this building? Nope. Yep, services. We need to purchase. Let's just do 14. Take 42 days. We start giving watches away to increase people's happiness, and then we're literally that's going to make such a big difference. Marketing and outreach. We needed to do that. I don't know that we had to do it as quickly as we did, but it needed to be done. Now we'll go theater management. It feels like it's been long enough that let's just take a quick glance to make sure. She's going to be a handful, but she's awfully good to not just snatch it up. What the? 7.9? Wait, am I having a mental relapse here? Like, what's happening here? Can we fire people yet? Honestly, we just need 2 composers. So I want y'all to take your bad attitudes and go work for Gershenstein or whatever his name is. All right. So we're still trying to get a movie from the beginning to the end of the process, or this very long video can end. All right, Girl Crazy. Wow. What a good script, Jesse Brown. Holy cow. Excuse me. All right. It's going to be such a pain. Marketing and outreach. Have I not built this yet? It's going to be such a pain. What am I talking about? Having to fix all these buildings, but at least everything is going to be up and running, and then, you know, you just have to pick time to repair at some point. Okay, I mean, I want to keep speeding through this, but honestly, we need to, this isn't as important, but we might as well build it. I think there is an event before too long where we'll need defensive security measures. Really, we should start a project. The question is, do we want to do Girl Crazy or Rotten Fates? I mean, we want to do them both. We'll just start Rotten Fates first, I guess. No one's available. No one's available, and no one is... Well, we could get him. Let's just wait till one of these roll off. You know what? I'm going to cancel this one, because I would rather remember that these are the 2 projects we need to do next, at least based on right now. We got to get these 2 going. They're going to make money for us, big time. All right, enhanced protection is now finished. I assume this is where we go offensive, though to me, I don't care as much about the offensive stuff, like not necessarily into getting revenge, but defensive stuff is important. All right. He continues to do really good work on the secret, saving us that money. Marketing and outreach. That was here. Okay. About to have technical support finished. There are no technologies to purchase, but we have the ability to purchase them now if we need to. I don't think that'll be done soon. I don't think there's anything else. Again, I really like to be rolling from the start, but I think we've done a pretty good job of that. And we'll start these 2 projects as soon as there's room. I don't want to hire too many kind of garbage staff. Let's wait till September, by the way, to look at staff again. All right, here we go. September 1st. Drink from my skull's about to... The very first project we did, I think, was Bronze Shoes. Isn't this the one that got delayed? Am I remembering right? Walter West wrote this? Or was it a killer job ad? Felix Hill joint. I don't remember now. It doesn't matter. All three of these are going to be finishing pretty close to the same time. So let's just make sure there's no hiring we need to do here at the beginning of the month. Whoa, Elbert Cook and Edna Peters. I think you have to hire both. Have to is strong, but I think it makes sense to hire. Oh, Jesse Lynch as well. You could make an argument for Thomas Globe. He's so happy. He could get much better. He's only 22 years old. But there's no question about these two guys and gals. And we can now offer a watch and save money on the purchase. So this is a good example of what this looks like. And because of her loyalty being low, I think we're actually maybe getting some savings. And we can bring that up by giving gifts and having successful projects together. So that's not bad. I think this director is just an easy purchase. I'm not sure that we're going to do anything else, but I think that's good, and I think we can possibly go ahead and move forward with starting a project now. This producer is the one that's like, maybe, I don't know. Okay, so we had talked about doing this one next. Let's just see. Oh, but we didn't get a cinematographer, did we? But cinematographer's about to be available. Uh-oh, new scandal. For Craig Ellis, who's one of our actors. He doesn't like women. Well, that's going to stink, but it'll just cost us some reputation points. We'll be all right. All right, first movie ready to go from production to post-production. We've spent some money on it. It is going down in quality a little bit. Critics are not going to love this film, but I bet it still makes some money. It's interesting. It's got a lot of people in it. Oh, the happiness of the crew. All right. This is where we can start impacting how this goes. All right, so there's our editor, there's our composer, film development. We always go with the highest quality available, because that'll help the quality of the film, which is everything to us at this point. And shoot, there was something I was about to do. Can't remember what. Oh, I know what it was. It was services. It looks like those watches came in, so we want to go ahead and buy some more. We'll burn through watches pretty fast, especially in the beginning, as we're doing a lot of hiring and trying to make our employees happy. All right, Finn, some random script. I'm going to shelve it. It's not terrible. And I guess we should check really quick, since we have several people available. How many ideas do we have? Detective, fantasy, cowboy. Okay. Drama, fantasy kingdom. He hates drama, so as long as it's not him. Comedy. Jesse likes comedy. And not romance, but we'll be all right. Okay, we got everybody working again. The reason why I didn't do any specific scripts is because we've got two just queued up right now. So, all right. So this is now in post-production, by the way. Which maybe means we could afford to move forward with one of these. Yeah, I think that's fine. City streets, interiors. Movie theater station. So we'll do all of these on stage. I'm assuming that Some people are going to be available here. Yeah. Interesting. Female hopeless romantic. Elbert Cooks first. Oh, I like this. I like these. This cast. That's actually fascinating. Fascinating movie. Okay. All right. 17 days until our first movie is done with post production. Killer Job is now ready to go to post production as well. It definitely lost some quality because of Happiness. Poser, film development. It'll be nice when we get a better editor, which normally happens. You start off with bad editors and composers, but they'll start popping off. So let's see here. Rotten Fates. Who is in this? We're going to start increasing the happiness of people that are working on these projects. And the loyalty, I would say. I'm just going to give 1 because this will max out happiness, but she's already more loyal. And then what about these down here? I mean, this guy's kind of miserable, isn't he? No, he's not miserable. He's just not loyal. So same thing. We don't want to max out necessarily, but 42. Everybody's pretty happy down here. I guess we could help the cinematographer out. You can give 2 of the same gift. You can't give that gift again for usually about a year. But we'll have another gift fairly soon. Those cigars will start coming in. All right, bronze shoes. Okay, went down. Still somewhat manageable though. Again, this is because the gifts. Happiness of cast and crew. That's the thing that kills you. But we'll be getting better and better at that. Oh, is there a new editor? Nope. All right, so this movie is just going to be stuck in post-production for a little bit longer. We're almost able to do level 2 sound stages. I guess, does it make sense to go? Oh, it does make sense. City streets, interiors, movie theater, station, hotel. Give it a chance. All right, if we're going to use him, make him a little happier. Same thing here. Are we out of gifts, or do we still have some? Have 1 left. Love interest, she's already pretty happy. I mean, look, that's the best we can do. They're happy, they're just not loyal. And oh my goodness. 9.9. See, this is what happens if you don't check. Why are we only doing 2 years? Oh, there we go. $9.9. Holy cow. Okay. Well, I have full confidence, even though we're spending a lot of money right now. We are going to start. We're going to start doing really well with some of these hires. They're going to start impacting the scripts. The projects are going to be buoyed up. Bend in the River. That was that's worth deleting. We can just pretend like that never happened. And like that never happened. Who's free right now? Bernard, who likes drama. Level 2 soundstage is available. I think the next thing we want to do is this filming schedule. That does actually help. But we want to build a level 2 soundstage. And then we want to build, oops, a level 2 soundstage. Perfect. And I like having them, keeping them close. You technically don't have to build them close. But by building them close, you can glance and see like, oh, is there room for, you know, what's going on with those. So why is this still in planning stage? Oh yeah, we don't have, there's no editor. Oops. Yep. No editor worth putting on the film. All right, unsuccessful on the secret. It's just going to keep moving back and forth till finally he deals with it. But he will eventually deal with it. Okay, so here we go. The first movie that is now out of post-production. It's still coming in at 4.7, 3.5. You would expect this movie to make a profit, I think, as long as we don't screw anything up here. So we get to select a poster. I kind of like the fingerprint poster, I guess. And then we're going to select distribution. Always nice to go around holidays. You know, we don't have that many films coming out. So do we do a Thanksgiving holiday and then maybe it extends to Christmas? I think that's fine. We're going to open up all of our screens. We are going to do 6 weeks, which saves a little money. And I'm going to give this film a chance. We're going to spend a little bit of money to get it into a few extra seats as well. We're going to rent out some theaters. And now the ad campaign probably starts on Halloween. We're going to put it through Christmas. I'm going to actually go to here. Here. I'm going to go to there. Romance, drama, action. I'm going to see for the whole family. All right, we're going to apologize for the scandal. We'll take the reputation hit, but we don't want the film to be impacted. Okay, so Drink from My Skull. You have now seen this film go from the script department to the pre-production, production, post-production. Now we're going to see it through distribution. And then we're going to finally come to a stop on this very long video. Look at Rotten Fates. It actually went up because of the quality of some of our staff. We definitely want to put security on it. An editor is now available. Composer is available. We can move this film forward into post-production. And we will see the release of Drink from My Skull here very shortly. But a Killer Job ad is now ready to go as well. This is One Strange Movie. And pretty low ranked. So we're going to put this here. All right, this is going to be tough because if we want the other one to continue, just don't want to spend a lot of money on renting screens for this one because I don't know how successful it'll be. All right, so we start at comedy. This is a weird. That is such a weird film. All right, we'll see. October, huh? Mid-level protection. I love it. How long would this take? 846? think that's worth it. At some point, we'll have to go to court, and so, all right. To stay on the mayor's good side, I think you do want to give her daughter a role. You just want it to be a really small role so it doesn't completely wreck your film. Oh, freelance writer's office is open. We want to be able to develop new story elements in 40 days. That's how important that is. We'll spend 200,000 on it. All right. HR department. I think that 665, 570. I think aesthetic staff is next. This is where we want to go. So, oh, we got to build it first. Never mind. We've got to build the freelance writer's office. This is just such a big deal. Let's go ahead and put it right here. This will be a source of, occasionally a source of good scripts. All right, Girl Crazy is ready to move forward. We have a project? Yeah. We've got a Felix Hill project we could go ahead and get started. Not going to be great, but it hopefully will be worth doing. We can, again, make a profit off of it, I think. Oh, this is like, we're using the... Okay, we'll do that. Oh my goodness, I forgot we have these new hires that are so good. Too bad the director is so bad. October 19th. All right, so this is just a moment where it is teaching you how this can work. We have dirt on this actor, so we can actually keep him from leaving us by just reminding him that it's probably wise to stay with the people who know some hard things about your past. Okay, I think we just keep moving forward. There was something I was thinking of. Oh, he's doing so good. The secret's going to be taken care of before you know it. I think I was thinking about, we just haven't checked lately. It'd be funny if it was, oh my goodness, look at the composer. Why are the composers so good this time? Crazy. Okay, and you do want 2 composers. Don't necessarily need 3. Did the watches come in? I think they did. Keep them coming. Keep those watches coming. All right. By the way, we're almost done with this video because Drink from My Skull has now making a profit. So we're seeing even these low-rated scripts with staff that were involved in making the movie unhappy. This is like worst. Our studio will never be this bad. We will always be happier, more efficient, and productive moving forward with higher stats on our scripts and movies. And even now we're making a decent profit because of the way the choices we've made, the people we've hired. So this is hopefully helpful just to give you ideas on how to navigate these early decisions. Sound Studio, we can start saving more money, by the way. I think that we want to go Film Lab next. Sound Stage 2, 1. Sound Stage 2, 2. So when these no longer have things happening in them, we're going to tear them down. Just so we don't get confused. Oh, we can now do cigars. That is such a big deal. Immediately we go to whiskey. Be able to do 3 different gifts. We can pretty much handle just about anything you can imagine once we can do 3 different gifts. Go ahead and get a few of these. We have those rolling. All right. Girl Crazy is having problems. Oh, come on. The crew's happiness decreases by 15. This is going to affect everyone. Gifts weren't going to work on him. That's just a very unfortunate circumstance. You want to avoid those as much as you can. I guess some of them like that one are unavoidable, but whenever you can, you want to avoid it because that's going to hurt the happiness of so many people on that crew. We have another movie here, by the way. We're going to, again, try to stack it up. Eventually, I will get to the point where I will overlap by 1. But this early, I want to not overlap. I actually don't think that it's likely that this movie will extend. And if it does, we'll have to rent. So it probably just won't. But and we'll start the advertising here. I actually think that, oh, okay. So we've used our 3 free advertising. I don't remember what we want to do for this movie. I usually like to do 4. We have enough that we can unlock one. Who would I unlock first if I was just going to unlock a general one, I guess? I think I would probably do this. Okay. I am thinking we move this one direction this way. Because of the holiday. That's why I ended up moving it. But we're about to have a decision on, oh, okay. Is this completed? 3 days. Good. So we're going to be able to do 2 things. We're going to see this to the end, and we're going to check out a freelance writer's office, which is now complete. Okay, this is a big deal. We'll see what's available right now. It won't always be a big deal, but oh, look at this. So right off the bat, we're going to purchase and shelve. I mean, think about how cheap this is. $24,000 for a guaranteed banger of a script. All 4 of them are actually pretty good. It actually is hard to create scripts that are that good. And so, at least for a while, because we don't have the staff. And so the fact that we can now comfortably make 4 movies starting off with that good of stats is kind of insane. That is kind of insane. We are down to 4.7 million. And it's going to be really important at this point when we've invested this much money. It's really important that you keep movies being made as quickly as you can. I think we're probably at the point where we hire this cinematographer. The cinematographer is slowing us down, not having them. I was hoping we would get another good one by now, but we just haven't. All right. Here we go. We are releasing the movie finally. Drink from My Skull. All right, so this is where we are going to get into a legal fight. I think I actually chose the wrong thing. I should have agreed to it and then not done anything. And then let it go to court. Instead, I think they'll sue me sooner. We'll have less time to research court protection. I'm not sure. That might cost money. Okay, so I was saying that incorrectly. This is how much has been spent on these films. Now we're going to see if this movie is preparing for trial. Chance of winning 35%. Yeah, there was a way to do that where it would have paid off. It would have put off trial, and we could have had slightly better protection. I think you always want to go 6 story elements next. We do like to develop them every 6 months, but that takes too long for right now. I think this is what we would want to do next, and then we'll have some options after that. Of course, a new scandal. Russell Simmons. Rotten Faces. Find this Joker. That's because we had security, by the way. If we hadn't had security, something bad would have happened in that. Oh. Ben is ready to go. It's not bad, all things considered. New script with a shield based on what we just purchased. We can just go ahead and delete that. Okay, we had to pay 500,000. There's a way we could have avoided that, or had a really good chance of avoiding it. By the way, here is what I wanted to show you before. Now we can confirm Drink from My Skull, our first film, even though it had a lot of problems, is profitable. We made over $1 million, and we're only 3 weeks into its distribution. All right, so the choice here is Warren's loyalty to decrease, or Fox's loyalty will decrease. Not a good choice either way, but we'll go that way. I mean, that is not bad. We'll shelve it. See how this plays out. I'm really just trying to get Drink from My Skull to the end here, but we always take speed up, especially this early. Walk the dog, please. Holy moly. Offensive operations. Compromising information might be worth getting next. 150. Yeah, I think it is. Yeah, we're off to a pretty good start. Now, it is scary in terms of the money. We're down to 3.6 million. We have a sound studio now. That's one way we'll start saving money. But we're making profit on movies now. I mean, all we've been doing is spending, and now finally we've got a bunch of movies set up, and they're going to be okay. So 160,000 at by week 4. If it's over 100,000, my rule is then I keep it going. We're not going to spend money on renting screens towards the end. Worth keeping going a little bit. I'm not going to increase the we'll do it once. It's just expensive when we're not making that much money back. All right, we just released another film. Going to get some low ratings at this point, but that's okay. All right. So let's see. By the way, every once in a while you do want to check back. Sometimes new scripts come in. That's probably worth shelving. Even though it's 100,000, it's good. Look, we're already up to 5.8 million because of how much that movie's making. And apparently we've got guys that are doing nothing. One option you always have because of the research we did is clicking on this and they will work on finding a new story element. Nice to do that. We can also assign ideas, or we can make our own scripts still. You just kind of want to keep that machine going as well. But A Killer Job is our second film that released, and it looks like by week 2 it's going to be well into the profit. Yep, there we go. So I think this is a good point to stop. I guess we have something we need to build. It's under advanced. Oh, it's the offensive thing. Not as important to me, but we can go ahead and do it. This is a good place to stop though. All right, we made it to December 25th. Christmas of 1929. We're back up to 5.5 million. So, I mean, I would say from this point, we're going to have success. Right? This is a very successful start to another save, another company. I would hire Norma Carlson in a heartbeat, by the way. I would hire Francis Henry, spend a little money, another producer, hire him. And that's probably it. But some good folks. As always, thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.